I actually got past the first wolf.
Pa, we're live.
Oh, we're live.
People can hear us.
Oh,
Hello,
no.
everybody.
Sorry.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Animorphs. This is a gigantic mistake that both Parsama and myself made. I am the indescribable and unpronounceable series of characters that you can see in the lower left of your screen. Pa, would you like to introduce yourself?
As usual, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I am Pasma. I don't know which one of us decided to do this.
Both of us, independently. I thought we figured that out.
We're just gonna blame our past selves. That's basically it.
Yeah, past me has made a lot of mistakes that present and future me wind up paying for.
Yeah, I mean, this does fit the games I usually like speedrun, but I mean, this one kind of pushes it a little bit of extreme. Yeah.
I'm being shouted at to change the layout slightly, so I'm doing that right now.
Same here, so let's do that.
That's very rude of them, I think. While sort of that last bit of setup is going on, I'll just explain. If you haven't seen Animorphs Game Boy Color before, it's basically Pokemon, except it's Pokemon as designed by aliens, and the aliens don't know what Pokemon is, and you had to explain this to them over the phone with a very bad connection. They also don't know what fun is, so you had to explain the concept of fun to them over the phone with a very bad connection. And that, a really shonky version of Pokemon, which has only a vague idea of fun, that's about it.
Okay, I think I got rid of the white crest. I'm not sure. I tried my best. I'm sorry. I tried my best. The very best. Like no one ever was. Since we're talking about Pokemon. I could do that. That works too. Okay, give me a second. Karate chop. Achia! There we go. Sorry, technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, it's okay. We'll get this sorted. Yeah, we're ahead of schedule anyway. We're fine. This is okay.
Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Plus it's Animorphs, it fits.
Yeah, we're gonna try and explain how this works throughout the run, but the run tends to move very, very quickly unless RNG happens. Which it will happen because this game is pure RNG.
Yeah, it's pure RNG.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm ready, but I'm about as ready as I can be, so...
I'm in the same boat, as I will be the best as I can be. Yeah! Let's do this.
Do you wanna count us in, Pa?
Sure. Alright, so brace yourselves, guys. Alright, in 3, 2, 1, go.
And away we go. The Earth is under attack. We have to do 4 missions. We have to save the animals in mission 1.
There's no 5, guys. It doesn't exist.
It may exist.
No, doesn't exist.
It's kind of hard to know where to begin with this, really. Like I say, this is basically Pokemon, except terrible.
Well, apparently in this mission, you're supposed to go to the pet store because animals are causing chaos. So you have to go check it out. And from this base that I thought was a house, but it's not a house, as Fyzzu has notified me, it's a barn. It doesn't make sense.
It's worth noting at this point that figuring out what you can actually do in Animorphs is, and what you're supposed to do is incredibly difficult because there are invisible event flags, invisible triggers, invisible everything everywhere, and the game hates you.
It does.
The one saving grace of this game is that you can basically mash through basically everything. All of the combat text, all of the dialogue, everything. You can just smash buttons until things work.
Yeah, that's very true. You can multitask during combat. Like, if you're doing combat, you can drink a sip of coffee, you can eat like a piece of toast. Multitasking ahoy.
Something that just came up on my screen is that you can't morph while the human is on screen or you get an instant game over. And the snake, as you can probably see, is a really good morph because it's full of coffee. It moves very, very quickly.
Yes. This game's also... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so what we've done, we had to go into the pet shop and talk to a guy and then beat up a snake and then talk to the guy again. This causes an alien to spawn so that we can get into the zoo. If you can't understand the logic between these two actions, neither can I. There isn't any.
Excuse me. Words. I forget what I was gonna say. That's okay. It's Animorphs. Doors are incredibly hard to enter, by the by.
Yeah, okay, I'm in the zoo or the gardens now because it describes, the game alternately describes it as both things, and we need to do two things here. We need to pick up a pole, which is guarded by a wolf, which we are in absolutely no state to fight, so we kind of need to try and dodge it walking around. And then we need to disable 4 transmitters, and then we're going to talk to a creepy guy who's lurking in some bushes. We'll go into detail about that in a moment, but first of all I have to actually try and get past this wolf.
Yeah, this game is supposed to, I keep saying this game is supposed to be educational in regards to animals. The wolves aren't in the great enclosure. Like, seriously?
This game is incredibly educational with regards to animals. For instance, seals can fly, dolphins punch things.
Don't spoil that. Don't spoil that so early. Shock value.
Don't worry, there's plenty of other stuff that I can not spoil. Okay, we have to be in human form to pick up the pole. The dog has taken a lot of damage, unfortunately. When I say that everything in this is RNG, I really do mean that. You will find that out soon enough, believe me.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, randomness in this game, unfortunately. And, I mean, basically the game in a nutshell is gather as much animals as you can and throw them at said enemy, and hopefully you beat the combat.
Yeah, that's effectively how it works. Thankfully, killing an alien will restore your health, so fighting aliens isn't too much of a worry because they drop food for whatever reason. So we're going to pick up a chimpanzee morph here. We're going to run away from the second one, I think. Switch to human form and destroy the second transmitter box. I'm probably doing a horrible job of explaining this, but it's surprisingly fast moving simply because of the amount that you can mash through this game.
I mean, I think you're doing a pretty good job at focusing and trying to get ahead of you. I mean, what?
Gee, thanks.
No problem. The other thing, too, the enemy you're encountering is always going to get first hit, unfortunately. So, for example, I'm going into combat with my dog at low health, hopefully to get a heal. It's really risky, as I lost the dog.
It's always good to go and get another dog. The dog is weirdly one of the best morphs you can get. One of the other things that's weird about this is that, like Pokemon, it does actually have a type system where certain animals are good against other ones. The problem is that this makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. The chimpanzee's punch does obscene amounts of damage to elephants, for instance, so they're a really good one to have when you're fighting the elephant. And the elephant is a morph that we really want, because it's a good combat morph. That's one that we'll need later.
Although, thank you for reminding me about the chimpanzee fighting the elephant. Greatly appreciated.
Oh, never mind. I've done that.
Never mind, it's karma. The elephant just one-punched it out of existence.
Yeah, that's just how this works. This hippo has a gigantic box and is hitbox and is not letting me hit around it.
I like to say the hippo is the ultimate boss in the entire game. That's why you don't mess with the hippo in this game.
I feel like it's the polar bear, actually, but...
oh, the polar bear. Oh, yeah, that does exist.
I tried taking on the polar bear once. It didn't go well.
No.
But okay, so at this point we've disabled, or I've disabled, I'm not sure where Para's at, I've disabled 3 of the transmitters. I'm going to go up here and disable the 4th one, and then we're going to stay in human form. We're going to walk to the left a bit, and there's a creepy guy in the bushes, and he says, "The animals are aggressive. I think I know where the madness comes from. It must be the secret lab in the park." So it turns out that, you know, just random people in the city happen to know that there is a secret lab in the park and that animals are attacking humans or something. But we need to get a bat, because bats can see in the dark. We don't know why we need something that can see in the dark, but Tobias, who is one of the Animorphs, told us this, so okay, fair enough. We'll listen to him.
It's pretty batty.
No, let's switch to the snake, because the snake goes quickly, because the snake has had a lot of coffee before this run, unlike me.
Oh, you didn't have, like, multiple cups of coffee?
I did not. And it's 1 AM here. So we'll pick up some food and we will follow this nice arrow on screen, which directs us to the secret lab in the park, which is extraordinarily well hidden.
Super secretive.
Should have morphed outside. If you morph on screen with a human, it's an instant game over. If you morph on screen with an alien, then you are attacked by an alien. You will not get health back for beating it, and if you run away from that encounter, it's game over. This is a thing that you kind of have to do a little bit later on once or twice, but you don't want to if you can avoid it, because it's pointless and it has a good chance of draining your health. I've had fairly good RNG so far, and now that I've said that, I'm going to get utterly destroyed by what comes next.
I haven't said, but I've had some questionable RNG.
All right.
Like I'm down to the bad. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, God. All right. So this is the point where we need to use the bats, because Animorphs is such a good game that it also has mini games put in here. And now we get to do a side-scrolling mini game with the bat. And this is an RNG layout, and it occasionally has a chance of giving you a layout that is actually impossible to get through. Because we have hanging wires that we need to avoid, we have drones that move up and down, and sometimes it will place them next to each other and have drones moving in a pattern that you can't actually avoid. It's great. This game is really well designed. Could have actually gotten around that one, but I have 3 lives to attempt this. If the bat takes 3 hits, then it's game over, and it's back to the last password. Passwords are fairly regular in this game, which is both a good and a bad thing, because you can actually soft lock yourself really easily by pressing select at the wrong time to get a password.
Yeah, and like it's definitely you can mess yourself over, because like you could, for example, save a certain point in the game's like you died, whatever animals you kept when you last saved, I'm just gonna keep.
Yeah.
So like if you lose a whole bunch of animals, you're stuck with them, like what you have then.
And if you're at a point where you can't go back and get more, then good luck.
Yeah.
This is why I've written down passwords for the start of every mission, just in case I manage to soft lock myself or get myself into an unwinnable situation. Okay, I've made it through the Batcave, and an evil scientist is saying that he's training the animals to revolt against humans. This is the boss of the first level. This is absolutely pure RNG.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'm probably going to need it.
I'm aware.
I spent 20 minutes bashing my head against this boss last night, because either it will go really, really well, or it will just constantly do attacks that destroy you, which is kind of what's happening at the moment. This could be going worse.
Yeah, no, the bosses in this game, they're just terrible. Like, it's constantly just praying to RNG that this is actually going to go smooth.
It's worth noting that every Animorph, or every morph, has 4 attacks, of which you only ever really want to use one of them. Defensive moves are completely useless, because what attack an enemy does is completely random. And also defensive moves only seem to take effect if you get the first turn. And combat moves, one of them is inevitably more powerful than the rest, and there we go. Lost the fight, game over.
Oh no.
So it's back to the bat minigame.
Oh yeah, this is a perfect, like, first boss. In regards to, like, if you die, you have to repeat the minigame over and over and over again until you beat the boss. It's fantastic.
Yep. There is no password when you get through the minigame, it just instantly dumps you into the boss fight. Fortunately, or hopefully, we're going to get to Mission 2 shortly, which is full of so many stupid things that I'm really looking forward to talking about it. We've got a moment right now where I can discuss some of the pedigree of this game, because last night I looked up to see what the people who developed this went on to do, and Big Bad Game-a-thon enthusiasts might be pleased to learn that most of the development team for this also worked on Urban Yeti. For the Game Boy Advance, which came out a few years later and is another train wreck of a game. Some of them went on to make some good games. I believe the person behind the music went on to work on Uncharted 2, amongst a few other bits and pieces. Not doing music, I think he was doing animation. But yeah, this game has quite the pedigree. And it's a good thing that he didn't do the music for Uncharted 2, because if you're listening to the music for this bat section, it appears to be 2 different songs spliced together at random, with completely different time signatures, and it makes no sense whatsoever.
So currently right now I am on chapter 2. Basically, it's go investigate the school, because there's some suspicious stuff happening at the school. So I'm just getting a pass that I'm assuming is in the dumpster. I don't know. There's a danger sign. It's a bunch of dirt there. I have no idea.
I think it's a landfill or something, but I really don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, the vice principal of the school is controlled by the aliens, and my god, the RNG is destroying me at this point. The elephant has done 0 damage to the boss of the first stage.
Oh my goodness, RNG, stop that, please. Let Fyzzu pass.
There's a lot to talk about with Mission 2. Because the event triggers that you need to follow for Mission... Yeah, no, this fight is an absolute wash.
No, that's terrible.
I get to go through the bat minigame again.
Oh! Oh my goodness. So right now, I'm in a bathroom that has no doors. Oh, never mind, I just got annihilated. Never mind, I'm not in a bathroom that has no doors. I'm back at the beginning of Chapter 2.
Look, this game definitely has doors, it's just that they're all invisible. With the exception of maybe 1 or 2.
But I mean... Yeah, it just...
I mean, I don't think that... I will admit that transparent doors in a bathroom are probably a bad idea. And also, has anyone here been to a school where the bathrooms were actually attached to the classrooms?
Yeah, that's a good question, because, like, all the schools I've been to, there has been no bathroom connected to a school, like, to a room.
Yeah, it's like, it's in the corridor or something like that. It's not in the classroom itself, because that's weird. I feel like some of the noises that would come out of the bathroom might be a little bit distracting to the rest of the class.
You know, I wasn't thinking of that. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, fantastic.
Well, it gets even worse. It gets even worse if it's like the Animorphs bathrooms where the doors are transparent.
I don't want to go to the school.
It's clearly an alien plot.
I guess. Not only are they trying to take over the world, but they're also trying to make the doors invisible.
Alright. I've made it to the boss again. Let's see if it's going to be kind this time.
Chad, believe in Fyzzu.
Come on, Bats.
I believe.
Come on, Bats. Do some damage. Do any damage. Okay, Bat's dead. Elephant, you can do this. Elephant punch. No. Oh, Elephant's doing some damage. Not as much as I'd like. Come on, Elephant. Kangaroo. Do some kicks, Kangaroo.
Do some hippin' and a hoppin' and kicks.
Snake.
Snake!
Do a venom. Your caffeine venom. Alright, we're down to dog. Dog, can you bite off the last... Dog bit off the last 6 HP. We are on to stage 2. Alright. Stage 2, as Pa said, we need to... there's weird stuff happening at the school and we need to sort out the Kandrona rays and bits and pieces. And I want to spend a lot of time talking about the event flags in this mission because they are ridiculously stupid. So, the first thing that we do is we go and, as Pa noted, we find the pass in the landfill or whatever it is. Which, okay, that's fair enough, fine. Where we need to investigate the school, and that points us in the direction of the school. That's the pass of the vice principal who's got a stolen disc that we apparently need. I can't remember if that's ever mentioned before this, but whatever. And we go to the school, and at the school we go up to the office to discover that the door's locked. This, again, this makes sense. This is an event flag which I can understand. We move up here, and there we go. The office is locked, and Tobias says we need to get his address. This is where things get a little bit unorthodox, because to get his address, the next step we need to do is to go into one very specific classroom, and go into the bathroom attached to that classroom, where there is an invisible alien that we fight in the toilet. And we fight this alien, and this alien, for no good reason whatsoever, drops a key. And that key leads to the janitor's closet, which is attached to the library. I don't know why. It just is. I guess the library is a very messy place, so we find a spot where we can safely morph. We go back into human form, and we go up here, and we talk to the janitor. The janitor says, "Where did you find the pass? You should try his house. It's just south of the school." And then we are teleported up to the north, into the parking lot, which does not connect to the outside of the school, but instead connects to the school corridors, because that's how parking lots work. So now we need to sneak into Chapman's house, and you may be thinking to yourself, well, that's clearly why the mouse was picked up at the very start of this level. The mouse is an excellent morph for sneaking into a house. And you're right, but for the wrong reasons. The mouse is not what we use to sneak into the house. What we do is we morph into the mouse because that makes a cat, an invisible cat, appear outside of the house. We switch into dog form and we attack the cat and we get the cat morph, and that kind of makes sense if you've read the books. The cat has a name and is owned by that family, and we use the cats to sneak into the house, not the mouse or anything else, which could probably get through unseen, but the cat. And we pick up the key, which leads us into the office, and things get slightly more ridiculous here, if you can believe that. I'll fight my way through these aliens. Feel free to talk, I'm just fighting.
I was gonna say, just put in perspective, this is all happening in Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is the longest. It's the longest, second longest in the Animorphs game.
It's very long and very stupid.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I'm at the part that, like, I hate. I think I despise. It's the circus.
The circus, yeah. So okay, we've found Chapman's office, we found the key to it, we can get in, that's great. We need to go over here, and there's a key here, and guess what that key unlocks? I'll give you a moment to figure it out. We're gonna fight an alien here. We're gonna fight an alien here. The key unlocks the door that is exactly 2 squares above the key. So that key exists for no reason other than to make you walk 2 steps south. So thanks for that, game.
Good programming.
It's a really good event flag. So far, we have had to use a mouse to attract an invisible cat. We've had to fight an invisible alien in the bathroom that only appears after we inspect a locked office. We've had to talk to a janitor, which then teleports us to a parking lot that doesn't connect to the outside of the school so that we can be told that we need to break into Chapman's office, which we knew we needed to do in the first place, but you have to have that conversation anyway or the game won't progress. This game is kind of a mess.
Also, I hope you guys have been keeping notes. We may have a quiz later on in the Big Bad Game-a-thon marathon about all what happens in this chapter.
So okay, the circus. The circus is another ridiculous section where typing, or animal typing, and what they're good and bad against makes 0 sense whatsoever. So we fight the chimpanzee first of all. We fight the cheetah next. Which again, dog is a really good morph in pretty much every chapter. It's not great against anything, but it's not bad against anything. And then we need to fight the lion. And it turns out that the animal that's really good against the lion is the house cat, where the claw does frankly insane amounts of damage to the lion.
Speaking of cat, have we mentioned the cat's name?
We have not mentioned the cat's name. Feel free to enlighten chats, because I can't remember what it is.
Oh, I can't remember either. I was hoping you would have.
I think it's Fluffer McKitties or something like that. Anyone in chats who has read the books will be able to answer this, I think. Cat's name is Fluffer McKitty. Yes.
It's a pretty fluffy name. It's quite possum as well.
So there we go, here's another event flag. We've defeated the lion, which means that the circus owner now says that he can devote his time to catching the mole outside. This is what makes the mole spawn outside. I don't know why, but there you go.
It's a thing.
Don't have a great deal of health, but we should be okay to take on the elephant. So once again, we switch to chimpanzee and we punch the elephant and hope that we actually get some damage done. Otherwise, this could go badly for us. We'll switch to lion after that and just use bite. That will hopefully finish it off. We don't need to worry about our health too much here. We're going to get health refills shortly.
Yeah, I'm doing my order a little bit different. I'm healing my animals first before I go tackle the elephant. Just so they're fully healed. Yeah,
that's entirely viable. Tobias tells us that we need to acquire a digging morph to get to the Kandrona pool, so we go and savage the mole that's sat out here and we will replace the mouse for it. And we go into Axe's Scoop. And in Axe's Scoop, which I guess is his base or spaceship or something, we can heal up all of our animals using the food around here. So we've got 3 animals that are wounded, and there are conveniently 3 apples, which are apparently really good for healing lions up to full health after they've been attacked by elephants. So we put the disc in the computer, we learn that we need to dig our way into the Kandrona pool, which is the circle of rocks just outside the circus grounds. We avoid the mole because we don't want to fight it again, that wastes time, and this is a speedrun, we don't want to waste time. I've already wasted far too much time fighting the boss of the first level 3 times in a row. We'll switch to dog because there is another invisible alien here. It is the first boss again, except that it is significantly weaker, so we just beat the living snot out of it. And we switch to the mole, and we do the second mini-game.
And remember when we said this game is very educational in regards to the types of animals? Moles have a special ability that this game only tells you about. It applies to the real world. So we're gonna jump, and he's just gonna float.
Yeah,
in the air.
If you hold actually programming and jumping is hard. So if you hold down jump and let go, they kind of move appropriately, but if you just hold down the jump button, moles actually move in a sine wave fashion. So if you weren't aware, this is actually how moles can move. They just kind of bob up and down. This is a better minigame than the bat one, which is probably the single worst one in the entire game. This isn't random, but it does have one very nasty jump between 2 things.
Yeah, at least the mole minigame gives you that option of having your mole fly in the air, and it adds some humor to this part, unlike the bat.
And that's the really nasty jump, where you have to jump between a green rock and a floating head, and because hitboxes in this game are massive, you kind of have to do that very, very carefully. After that, you are usually okay. Once again, you get 3 lives for this section before it gives you a game over. But we're okay. I think we're going to make it through this.
I believe.
Maybe. Nope, there was a bad pattern on that blue floating robot's head. I have no idea what that is. If anyone who is familiar with Animorphs lore can tell me what that is, please do. We've made it through. We've dug our way into the Kandrona pool, where there are aliens everywhere. So we will morph away from the mole, because the mole is crap at combat, and we will bite our way through and try to avoid most of these. Getting into combat here isn't a problem as long as we don't actually die and lose a morph, because they will restore our health when we beat them, as all aliens do. That's just how aliens work. Aliens are full of tasty food.
Don't ask, in regards to what tasty food they give you, just assume it's good tasty food.
Yes, they are full of candy and sweet things.
Ooh, there we go.
You hit them until the candy comes out. And in the Kandrona pool, all we need to do is move along to the right over here. I'm just going to save quickly, and we fight the boss. And once again, this is pure RNG. We just kind of mash the button and hope that we win. And if we don't win, then we reload. This tends to be less difficult than the first boss. You've got kind of a better chance of having better morphs. You've got a lion to go along with the elephant and all the rest of it, so it usually goes a little bit better.
And plus, you don't have to do the mole minigame before fighting that boss, so it's an added bonus.
It's really, really quick to get back to the boss if you die again. The circus is the most nightmarishly difficult part of this level. We'll switch over to the lion and hope that the lion can finish this off with biting. I can't remember whether bite or claw is better with the lion, actually.
I want to say claw, but don't quote me 100%.
Well, either way, I've only got the cheetah and the mole left now, so let's hope that cheetah can do this, because I have zero faith in the mole in being able to inflict any damage whatsoever.
Hey, don't say that. You gotta believe in the mole.
We're down to the mole, and the boss has 1 HP left.
Believe in the mole. See, believe in the mole. You gotta believe in him.
No, the mole suffered. The mole died.
Didn't believe in the mole.
Yeah, it was all my fault. And there we go. We've restarted back basically at the beginning of this area, but as noted, it's not really a problem.
No.
It's a lot faster to get through this than it is to get through the Bats minigame again. Because that's an auto-scroller, and nobody likes auto-scrollers in speedruns. Actually, let's shift into dog form here. This dog tends to be slightly better at savaging its way through most of these things. The good news is that after this we get onto Mission 3, which also has some very, very silly things in it. A lot of very easy soft locks to manage. And is also arguably the easiest mission in the game. The difficulty is that to get to Mission 3 I have to beat this boss, so...
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward in regards to Mission 3. There's some amusing parts to it as well. Alright.
So I don't know if chat mentioned it, but Mission 1 is kind of its own thing. Mission 2 is based off of Book 2, I think, very loosely, but it's based off of Book 2. Mission 3 is based off of Book 15, and Mission 4 is based on Book 25. And I have had various Animorphs readers confirm this to me over the last day or so. Come on, Elephant, you can actually hit this thing. Come on, one more hit, that's all we need. There we go. That's the boss of Mission 2 defeated. We picked up the processor and we move on to Mission 3, the underwater base.
Yay! Fyzzu, make sure you save.
Thank you for that warning.
No problem.
Okay, so the first thing we need to do on Mission 3 is... We don't actually need to talk to Tobias for once. This is the only mission in the game we don't have to do that. We have to go into the corner and fight a rat. This is very important for reasons. There are some very good conversations in this mission. I'm going to waste a little bit of time detailing one or two of them because it's so ridiculous I have to. So we need to get to an underwater base. There's something weird happening on Royan Island, so we need to get to Royan Island. So we talk to this fisherman here if he stands still, and he says, I won't take you to Royan Island, the place is haunted. Also, I caught a dolphin accidentally and need to get it back out to sea. It's here in my boat being guarded. Because that's just a conversation that you have when a teenager comes up to you and says, hey, I need to charter a boat to get to an island. You go, I've got a dolphin on my boat that I caught accidentally. And that incidentally is why we get the rats. He doesn't tell you which one his boat is. There are 9 of them here, but it's the one on the bottom left, and you can only get into it by using the rats to sneak in. Much like how in Mission 2 you can only get into the house by using the cat. And now we just stand here next to the dolphin pool with the dog and pray that the dolphin wanders over towards us so that we can bite it.
Yeah, what you're supposed to do, from my understanding, is you're supposed to get a walrus and then like hop in the pool and fight the dolphin, but we just ignore all that and just awkwardly stare at the dolphin. Hopefully it comes to attack us.
Yeah, that seems like fighting a walrus seems like it would take more time. I don't really want to do that. That seems like a waste.
No.
Okay.
And I mean, the walrus could be like the polar bear. It could be the ultimate boss of all animals.
It could be, and now I'm trying to remember the order of this because it's very, very easy to, if not softlock, then mess up the event flags here. So we talked to Tobias before we do anything else, and he says you need to take a boat to Royan Island, which we knew. That was why we went to talk to the fisherman in the first place, so thanks for that, Tobias. You are incredibly useful. We need to go over here, down to this little section of the coastline where we talk to a fisherman. And the fisherman says the trip is dangerous, but he'll take us there in exchange for 10 pearls. Because, you know, school teenagers are good at that. So we morph into dolphin, we go into the sea, and we get arguably the best minigame. Because it's very, very easy, or very, very difficult to fail this one. We need to pick up 10 pearls. This one kind of scrolls up and down, so we need to constantly be moving up and down to make sure that pearls don't spawn off screen. If you don't pick up 10 pearls by the time the stage ends, it's game over because, fun animal fact that I learned from this, dolphins can't turn around, so if you don't pick up 10 pearls, you can never pick up more pearls, and that's it. Because I guess dolphins just can't turn around and go back and pick any more up, so...
I mean, dolphins do know how to travel through time. I'm guessing just this one was not skilled in order to, like, time travel.
This is true. This is perhaps one of the ones... Oh, maybe this is one of the dolphins that got captured by the aliens at the start of Echo the Dolphin.
Oh, maybe Echo the Dolphin and Animorphs are connected.
Also, I firmly choose to believe that there are various different Animorphs continuities, where we have the books, we have the TV series, and I believe we have the game series, and I think that the game series is actually canonical with Urban Yeti. I think that Urban Yeti is part of the Animorphs game series. Alright, we have got our 10 pearls. And at this point then, we just need to go over here and talk to the fisherman, and he says, that's great, I'll take you to the cursed island that nobody wants to go to.
I mean, just make sure you're not a dog when talking to this person, actually be a human.
Yes, that's important.
I did that by accident. One didn't talk to me.
So, on this island, Tobias tells us...
is designed...
You're breaking up a little bit, Par. I can't hear you quite right. But yeah, in this island, Tobias tells us... Tobias tells us that we need to get a cheetah morph, and it will be very helpful for us, because cheetahs are incredibly useful in underwater bases and aquatic combat. But once again, this is a plot-mandated thing. We have to get the cheetah to continue. So, whatever, we will not actually use it at all. Dog, if you could actually win this fight, that would be just great. There we go. The dog had 1 HP left, but we got the cheetah. And now Tobias says, great, now just find the entrance to the underwater base. And to do that, all we have to do is wander over here, near to the pink building, at which point a guard will say, there's a secret underwater tunnel off the shore. So, you know, really, really good security going on there. So we morph into dolphin form. We go around these sharks, because they're mean, and we go into the really obvious cave. We get a new password. And then Tobias says we need to destroy the lab. And then we get a new password, again. So in the space of one conversation, we get 2 passwords, and then we fight a shark. Whereabouts are you at this moment, Par? Are you at roughly the same point?
I'm actually at the same point. I'm just punching a shark right now with the dolphin.
I'm punching a shark, but I'm losing the fight. However, I did accidentally pick up a crab, so maybe the crab can help. I don't really trust a crab versus a shark. I didn't intend to, believe me. It was just there, and it was faster than running away. Nope, that's a game over.
I mean, the crab is actually really good in regards to so like you don't have to constantly change morphs.
Yeah, I can see that. This shark,
whether it's efficient though in a fight, no, it's not. You're allowed to scream crab battle during the fight when you use the crab, and that's about it.
So okay, with the shark defeated, we want to avoid basically everything else up here until it gives us a new password. This shark unfortunately has RNG'd its way into our path, which isn't great. Because everything that moves around is kind of on a global cycle thingy. It moves around as it wants. We do want to fight a squid because we want to pick up this morph. It's useful, so we'll bite a squid. But yeah, everything moves on kind of a global time and not just while it's on screen. And enemies act like NPCs in generic RPGs, and they will move into the worst possible locations, including several that you think are probably impossible. If you know Final Fantasy 1, and the bat that can get in the way and block your path. That is effectively what will happen in this game. These things will just block your path. They will, no matter what. I'm going to try Par strats here and switch into crab form for going across lands. Tobias says that we need to set the base to self-destruct, so whatever. Let's crab our way along. We'll pick up this disc, which looks like a desk. I've never seen this before, but I really like the crab's walking animation. It's a really cool waddle.
Yeah, it's neat, although it doesn't really look like a crab, like as a sprite, but I mean, it will do.
I'm actually going to switch away from the crab here, and I'm going to fight some of these aliens just to get a bit of health back, because the dolphin and the shark are a bit low, and spoiler alert, the boss of this level is aquatic. Oh no, the dolphin died. You know what, I think we're going to be fine. How much health does the shark actually have? Okay, yeah, we're good. Well, the dolphin died, so I'm going to have to fight the boss with only the shark and the squid, but that should be okay. It's slightly risky, but I'm okay with it.
You're just in the hands of RNG at this point, really.
Yeah, I'm going to take that risk. So another important thing here, this is another place where you can kind of do a stupid. We need to touch that thing to set the self-destruct. We then also have to pick up the processor in the top left, which is really easy to miss if you just beeline for the exit to the south. Like if you touch the auto-destruct and then start hugging the wall again, you can't even see the processor. If you don't pick up the processor though, then when you fight the last boss it will just respawn endlessly. And you will sit there wondering why you can't leave this base that's about to self-destruct. So here we go, the Lyran, which is what we fought before, only this time its stats are massively beefed up, and we have to just sit here mashing bite as quickly as possible. And if the shark dies, we switch to the squid and punch it. I don't know why the squid's most powerful move is a punch, but I guess it's because it's got lots and lots of tentacles, arms, whatever.
I'm basically going to do the same fight. I do have the dolphin though, although he doesn't have as much health as I hoped, but I mean, we'll start with the dolphin first, so we don't get the first hit.
I'm on mission 4 now. I like to heal things up as best I can by just fighting the random enemies, but that was also what caused me to lose the dolphin, so it didn't actually work out for me.
Yeah, I managed to get a heal on the shark, and then I felt like I was pretty much good to go.
Okay, mission 4. Mission 4, we need to go to the Arctic and destroy a satellite. We actually want to pick up the goat that's outside the barn for some reason. This is the only mission in the game where we want to do that, and this is the mission that I keep forgetting what I have to do.
Although I was going to say, Fyzzu, have you saved?
I think I did. I usually do, but I definitely have now. So we need to go to this building, which is the Sharing, which is kind of an organisation, I believe, that the aliens are using to infiltrate human society. Then we talk to a guy in there, and he says we can use his badge, and then we shift back into dog because it moves faster than human, and go back in. We pick up his bits and pieces, and then once again we get a password, which we will take. And we need to go and talk to Tobias again. Tobias says we need to get to the mountain lake, and we get another password. And this is where things get cruel, and this mission is easily the hardest in the game.
It's also the last mission.
Yes,
emphasize the last.
There is definitely not a mission 5.
Definitely not.
The first thing we want to do is we want to fight the seagull. The second thing we want to do, and this is another case of event flags being stupid, is fight this really difficult alien here, and hopefully me saying it's really difficult means that this is going to work in my favour and I'm going to kill it easily. And I did. Because it drops a key, and that key lets you get back into the zoo up here, and good luck figuring that out.
Yeah, I don't think the game really tells you about the zoo.
No, it just basically says, here's a key, that's it. But that's useful because we want to go up in here and we want to get some morphs. What have we got at the moment? We've got dog, goat and seagull, which are things that we need. We will go and pick up a chimpanzee, we will pick up a kangaroo, and then we will go and fight an elephant again. We will apparently also fight a second chimpanzee for reasons. The hitboxes really are just a thing that you get at, they're not a thing that you do. Okay, so it turns out that the goat, in this mission at least, is really good against the elephant. It will die fairly quickly, but it does a surprising amount of damage to the elephant. And then we switch to the chimpanzee and we punch the elephant. Because chimpanzees are also what elephants are genuinely weak to. That gets us the elephant. Do we want to go and pick up another chimpanzee to heal up? No, I'm going to say no. We're going to play risky, we're not going to pick up the chimpanzee. At that point we will leave. We will go and pick up another dog though, because our dog is running low on health. There isn't an easy way to get health back just yet. So we're going to save, we're going to just pick a fight with a random stray, beat it up, and because that counts as getting a new morph, it will effectively give us a dog with full health. So there we go, we now have a full health dog and a no health chimpanzee. So at this point we need to go and find this mountain that Tobias was talking about, and get there before the sharing team gets there. Unfortunately, going into a building respawns all of the aliens on the world map, so we have to fight this Hawk Bajir again, and hopefully it will be kind, and it was. So we need to walk up here, at which point Tobias says get to the top of the mountain. You can't get to the top of the mountain before Tobias says that, so if you thought, hey, I've got the seagull, I can just fly up there, no you can't. You have to have Tobias say that by walking onto that square first. Why we have to go up here is never made clear. You can actually just walk into the cave at the top of the mountain and then immediately walk out again. Which is not what we're going to do. Because there's a grizzly bear in this cave. And we want the grizzly bear. The grizzly bear is quite a useful combat morph. There is a possibility that it will murder our faces off, but we will do what we can.
I mean, as long as you'd say before you fought the bear. If not, it's pretty unbearable. Ha!
Okay, we've got the Grizzly Bear, and at this point, yeah, we just kind of switch back to the Seagull, and we go back down again. And then Tobias will talk to us again, and he says, I saw the blade ship land in the water. You need to find a way to get in. I overheard guards say they'll leave for the Arctic. Acquire a fish morph to get in there. And we get a password. There is a thing up here. I have no idea what it does. There is string. You can pick up this string. I have not found a use for it. One of these days I will investigate further.
I'm guessing what it may be is that you're supposed to fish the fish out. I'm guessing. That's the only thing I can think of.
Maybe, but in this case I'm just going to kick a trout to death with a seagull. At that point we can actually dump the seagull because it's useless and we can just switch to the trout. Actually, there's a blue tree there. You know what, I'm going to deviate and investigate the blue tree. Oh, there's a blue tree.
Oh, that's new. I had to go get a dog, but yeah, there's a blue tree. That's new.
Yeah, I'm curious. Maybe that's something to do with the string. But either way, we can ignore that and we can just go into the underwater base. And in the underwater base, I'm going to save the game and take a loss. Because we are stuck in trout form when we go in here. And morphing says, don't morph, you're not alone. And if we morph, we get into a combat encounter with an alien, and this wastes time. So we run away and get a game over. And then we hit continue. And we're back in here, but in human form, so we can actually move, and that's a lot faster and a lot less detrimental to your health than fighting a random encounter that won't give you health back. So we'll switch into dog form, because dog is good. Dog is hopefully good. Dog can better win this fight. We need dog. The ship is on autopilot. Prepare to land in the Arctic. The ship has landed. New password generated. So that's a very, very fast trip to the Arctic. I'm just going to check my morphs quickly. Elephant needs health. So we are going to go up here to where we can hopefully morph safely, where everything is off screen. And we're going to switch it into the elephant, and we're going to fight some of these and hopefully win the fight. If we don't win the fight, we're going to be reloading, because this is really bad. Yeah, elephant died. That's no good. So at this point, we will do the exact same thing again. We'll morph on a screen with aliens in it, and then we will run away from the fight and lose. And apparently I saved the game on a spot where we are touching an alien, so that's nice.
Ooh, that's not a good spot. I believe.
The instant I reload the game, we get into a fight. It's fine, it healed up the dog. I think what we're going to do is we will fight the alien with a dog. We will get the alien low. Then we will switch to the elephant to finish it off, because the elephant is low on health and I don't want to risk it too much. I want the elephant to have health because of... Oh my god, are you kidding me? The elephant died again. You know what? We're going to play risky. I'm not going to save just yet, but I am going to go and try and do the next bit. So the next bit is the ice caves in the Arctic, where we have to fight wolves, and wolves are some of the nastiest enemies in the game. These are basically massive RNG walls. If we win, that's great. My god, I just beat the wolf using nothing but the dog. That's
very nice.
I've never seen that happen before. That's quite excessive marathon luck. Okay. But then we have to fight another wolf because it was blocking the way. So hopefully we'll beat that as well. And we did. We're okay. That's not great because I was going to use that to get health back. This is where we get to another case of really stupid event triggers. And we have to fight the orca here, which we will do with the wolf. The reason we have to fight the orca, I will explain in a moment. It might seem sane right now. It will not seem sane shortly. I'll dump the trout. So, we need the orca so that we can get over here to the seal. We can fight the seal. And we'll dump the orca for the seal. Because we need the seal to do a mini-game that's coming up. The difficulty here is that the minigame is not triggered by you having the seal. The minigame will not activate unless you have fought the orca. So regardless of the fact that you have the seal selected, you are at the point of the minigame. If you haven't fought the orca, then you simply cannot get into the minigame. So good luck with that. And good luck figuring that out too. Yes, we have some yerks here. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but they are thankfully very, very weak to kill, and they give us loads of health.
Yeah, this is basically your one and only time to really heal in this game.
Yeah, they are basically free health. I'm tempted to, if I can find another one. There is one down there. I'm going to use the wolf and heal that up to full because we are rapidly approaching the final boss. We can get into a fight with this one and claw it to death with the wolf. There we go. We get food and that's the wolf on full health. So at this point, everything's on full health. I'm going to save. We are going to switch to the seal. The game never tells you need to use the seal here. You just have to figure that out, that the seal is required to go into this section. And here we go. We get to do the mole minigame again, but with a seal, which flies.
Although this game's not being nice to me, all I have is like the dog.
Where are you? What are you fighting at the moment?
Oh, I fought everything, but it was just terrible, basically.
Have you made your way through the wolves and so on?
Yeah, I made through the wolves. I mean, I haven't saved because just I wanted to heal, but the game is like, you're at low health, I'm not gonna let you save. I still have the dog though.
Understandable.
But not the wolf.
Not having the wolf is rough.
Oh, I know. If the run dies, at least it jumps me back to when I have a plethora of animals, so...
Yes. That's the one advantage of not saving, and that's also the danger of saving in this game. If you just hit the password button by accident, then good luck. You can very easily find yourself in a state where you just simply can't continue because you don't have the morphs for it, and you can't go and get any more. So, okay, we're hopefully coming to the end of the seal minigame. And then we get to go and blow up the Arctic base. Maybe, perhaps. This is another point where a soft lock is coming up.
Oh, that's that one. I discovered that one by accident.
Yeah, I'm glad you warned me of that one because otherwise I would have forgotten it. So now we're in the middle of the Arctic base, which is a terrible place full of aliens, which ideally we want to avoid because fighting takes time and time is a bad thing. So we need to pick up the processor here. But then we don't want to go and fight the boss. We need to distract ourselves by going up here. And I'm going to have to fight my way through this alien. And touch that thing, which destroys the satellite. If you don't do that, then that's a soft lock when you fight the last boss. And this is the last boss here. He's just an unassuming Hawk Bajir standing around. So,
hopefully good roll.
Mash for the win. Well, if it goes well, then that means I may have to play Mission 5, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't know what to say now.
Bad luck. May everything go horribly wrong.
Bad luck, yeah. It's, oh my goodness, I can't remember the song from The Bard's Tale. It's bad luck to be you, something, 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 something. Yeah, there we go.
Is it one of the ones with rude lyrics?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of them had kind of bad lyrics.
And that's it. That's time.
Holy pickles, man. I guess you gotta do Mission 5, eh?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think I'll commentate on your run for a bit, but then because we're so far ahead of schedule, commentate on your run, and then if Koal and the others deem it necessary, we can go and take a look at Mission 5 blind. The Animorphs,
I think they want us to for pure torture, to be honest.
Probably. They don't like me very much, possibly because I'm responsible for this. We've got the 4 Andalite microprocessors, which apparently never turn up in the books or the TV series. It's a bitter defeat for Vista 3. The Yerk plans are disrupted and their troops weakened. Axe can now use the microprocessors to activate his transmission station and get this horribly corrupted JPEG, and contact the Andalite people. Message from the Andalite Council, which appears in very, very slow text. So I'll shut up for a moment while that goes. And yeah, that was actually a PB for me by about 4 minutes, I think. So apparently the pressure was helpful.
Yeah, congrats. I mean, I wasn't well, I'm not done yet, but I wasn't expecting a run to be completed, to be honest.
Sorry,
okay,
I'm being shouted at a little bit in runner chats, but yeah, I'll...
Yeah, for...
Oh, Koal's in here. He's shouting at me in couch as well.
Oh my goodness. Maniacal laugh. That's never good.
I'm worried now.
We actually have a bonus run we're going to sneak in shortly after the next run. So just as a heads up, Even though you guys are way crazy super far ahead of schedule, you don't have to worry about trying to fill 45 minutes with the nightmare scenario. Although we'll see a little bit of it because it's fun. But we do actually have a top secret bonus run that's going to be included as a result of you two kicking the crap out of this game and blowing the estimate out of the water.
I figure that this is just down to marathon luck more than anything, only in this instance marathon luck puts us way ahead of estimate, because seriously, most runs of this that I attempt come out to being like 1 minute 15.
Oh, same here. Like this game, I can never get past chapter 2. Like, it's that bad.
Yes, chapter 2 goes horribly, horribly wrong. I did have a Keezer run moment last night where I was walled by the first boss for a good 20 minutes. And I thought that was going to repeat here. But yeah, certainly we can take a look at Mission 5 if you want us to do that. I'm just going to...
Well, Fyzzu, I think it's only fair, since you won the race, that you should show off the secret mission.
Well, I was gonna keep an eye on the end of Par's run first of all, just to check.
I feel like there's some shifty eyes happening right there of like, I'm just gonna dodge this bullet.
Alright, I'm gonna have to quickly dig up the password. I do have it here. It's gonna take me a little while to put this in anyway. So you've at least got some time to carry on with that. So where are you at the moment, Pa? You're going to need to commentate for the moment, because I'm doing the very exciting password boss.
Currently right now I'm doing the great feat of dog barking. Muting myself to prevent dog from barking.
I see that Jump Scare Dog is back in action then.
Yeah, he's back in action, which implies the husband is home from work. I'm assuming that's why dog is actually like barking.
For those who are unaware and haven't tuned into Par's streams before, Par's dog likes to suddenly bark incredibly loudly, and I mean like 300% times the volume of Pa speaking, which is why I refer to it as Jump Scare Dog. So Pa muting herself is not an uncommon occurrence. Maybe I should stop putting this password in so that I can comment on Pa's run. No, that feels like I'd just be trying to dodge a very uncomfortable bullet. Why is both this part of the password and is also me suffering. I'm assuming that Pa is nearing the end of the run at least. Hopefully. Oh,
sorry, dog is quiet. I think husband and dog were outside.
Dog has been mollified. Excellent.
I'm at the seal minigame right now. I had a really good encounter with the wolf and the orca and the seal, and I waved at the lovely gentleman that was in the cave, and he waved back.
I had a chat with the gentleman in the cave just to find out what he said, and what he actually says is, "Help, I'm being attacked by an orca."
Oh, well, no wonder he was so happy that, you know, I talked to him, because I took over the... Wait, no, the orca was still... Pardon, orca was still there, so, never mind.
Yeah, because that's the thing, despite the fact that we savage animals by biting them and mauling them with lions. And I love that you trigger a game over if you morph in front of a person, but if you are an elephant rampaging through the streets of the city, attacking a stray dog, and then shapeshifting into a cheetah, that doesn't alert anyone to the fact that there's something weird happening.
Oh, I just got a bad seal position. I'm back at the wolves.
Oh no. Hedge Maze, I don't actually know how Chapter 5 was discovered, but I think that it was done by effectively data mining the game. Okay, if you're back at the seals, then I guess I will start Chapter 5. I will say, for the record, I have never done Chapter 5 before. I have never tried Chapter 5. So I guess we're playing as Axe. This is a message from the Andalite leaders. The Animorphs must attempt to destroy the Yerk Thought Beam. You must find the remote control access to command the Andalite shuttle to return to Earth, then you must enter the Andalite shuttle, then bring the microprocessors to the Andalite dome ship to prepare a new weapon. I don't understand what any of that meant. At least Axe has... Hang on, I need to see Axe's morphing animations, because we haven't really shown them off. Fantastic. Tobias says, we're being kidnapped, help. Visser 3 has a new weapon. It is a thought beam he will fire from his ship orbiting Earth. It will make humans accept your control. Find small morphs to pick the locks of our cages. Find the last processor, then find the remote. So he's just filling us in on exactly what we told a minute ago. Thank you very much, Tobias.
Oh my, Fyzzu, I believe in you. Get those small Animorphs and save the world.
Now, the problem is I start directly outside the circus, so this is immediately going to be unpleasant because we all know how much we love the circus.
Oh, it's horrific. Oh my goodness. Having flashbacks to chapter 2 already. Oh my goodness.
Please tell me that you're nearly done. I don't want to be the only one going through this horror.
The game gave me a terrible placement of the aliens, so I'm gonna have to, like, feng shui my way out of this.
One thing I was told about chapter 5, which I find, hilarious, is that there are apparently no passwords in it. So if you die in chapter 5, then you die in real life, or at least you have to restart the level.
I mean, I'll be happy restarting the level. Dying in real life, I mean,
Alright, so where are we going to find small morphs? Well, there's that a skunk? We don't want a skunk. There's usually something small in the corner of the Animorphs bar. Oh, there's loads of things in here. Let's get all of them. There's a mouse.
It just occurred to me. I know Fyzzu brought this up a long time ago, but I have to go get a seal again, and an orca again. Even though I have a seal in my inventory and an orca, the game's like,
You shouldn't have to get the seal again. I think you just need to fight the orca.
Okay, you have to fight the orca. Thank goodness, because I'm like, why can't I enter and do the mini game? Like, I have the seal. What is wrong?
Yeah, it's a really, really weird bit of game logic, but I think you just need to fight the orca and win.
Okay, I will just fight the orca, and we'll give it a shot. Back to the doggo.
Alright, well, I've got no idea where I'm going at this point, so I'm kind of wandering around aimlessly. Although I like that there are people of various mystery colours. Maybe I can talk to them. Although, considering that I'm in the form of an Andalite, that's probably a bad idea. No, the man just says hello. He's not bothered by the giant blue alien with no mouth and a huge tail having a chat with him. So let's go around and see if this lady has anything nice to say. She just says, "Hi Axe, how's it going?" So apparently the people here actually know Axe quite well. This confuses me, but okay. One other thing I've noticed, which I find very bizarre, is that the player characters have their own health pool, despite the fact that you can never use them in combat. If you go into combat unmorphed, it will start combat and show your player character with health. Yeah, I've unfortunately got not much of an idea where I'm going at this point. As I say, I haven't actually tried this before.
So on my end, I took a death there because I lost the wolf, and it's just better to... You have to have the wolf at the end, like, it's just sanity-wise. The wolf is just...
The wolf makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a seagull here. Seagull sounds good. Seagull means that I can fly around quite quickly and examine the entire map and try and find something suspicious. However, the seagull is apparently dodging everything. The power, unfortunately, has been having true Animorphs luck, then.
Yeah, well, my run was going so good until the end, and then it just decided, like, nah.
Right now, I am having true Animorphs luck as well. I think I've been fighting the seagull, waiting for a single attack to hit it for about 30 or 40 turns at this point.
I mean, the seagull is using dodge a lot. It's super effective, apparently. I mean,
I've hit it once, or I've hit it again. I just need to hit it once more.
Oh, go ahead.
Just need to hit it. Just need to hit it once more, that's all. Oh, I see Fireman has mentioned that it might be Steven Seagull in chats, which was actually what we nicknamed a dead seagull. that was found in the vents of a cafe. Which is kind of a morbid story now that I think about it. Carry on, Pa, you were saying?
I remember with the one run I had, I was facing, the seagull was trying to get the trout. I couldn't hit the trout. It was just kicking, no damage for the trout, and then it actually ended up that the trout won.
Yes, I've had that happen before as well.
It's terrible.
It's ridiculous. There are some oh, hello. There are some fights that just shouldn't happen this way. You know, there is no way a trout should be able to defeat a seagull in combat, but this game, no. Now I'm gonna fly around and see if I can find anything suspicious looking.
Oh my goodness, you know, I get a decent place, I really hate that you can't transform when, like, there's enemies on the map. You have to, like, wait. Oh, we'll fight you.
I found a thing. I found a process. Oh no, don't tell me I have to go and find the 4 processors again or something. Well, I found a processor.
Alright, doing the seal minigame. Hopefully it works out fine.
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
Also, we never pointed out, the seal kind of looks like a hand. Just tossing it out there.
We also didn't point out that one of the seal's combat moves is fly.
That's very true. We didn't point that out either. Well, speaking of flying...
I have a feeling that the reason behind that, you're doing seal sine wave flying, are you?
I did.
But I have a feeling that the reason that the seal has fly is to do with the way that animals move on the world map. I think that only animals with fly can move over both land and water. So the seal has to have the fly move in order to do that. I found a transmitter.
Oh man, oh, this minigame just... tiny little rage.
I found the Andalite shuttle.
Pardon.
The ship has docked. Anything else I can do here with invisible event triggers? Apparently not. Thank goodness you made it to space, now you can hear my thought speak. Put the 5 microprocessors in the right array so we can power the new weapon to destroy the thought beam. I only picked up 1 processor, so hopefully that's okay. That looks like a spider. It is a spider. Okay, let's beat the spider.
Are you going to Fyzzu?
I will cope.
Okay.
I think we'll ditch the seagull in exchange for the spider. I'm assuming the fact that the spider is here means that I'm probably going to need it. I don't think I'm going to look at the spider morphing animation because that might freak me out.
I was actually thinking about that in regards to, like, the animals in the game. I was very surprised there wasn't any bugs in this game, but I mean, that answers my question.
From what I know, in the books, they use bugs a lot.
Really?
Yeah, they regularly use, like, cockroaches and spiders to sneak into bases and examine them.
That's really interesting.
Recon things. Wow, that's a lot of years.
That's quite interesting, because, like, the game has, like, none of that. That's kind of an interesting mechanic, in my opinion.
Part of me wonders if the game is more based off the TV series than it is the books, but I don't know. I mean, as was pointed out, like, Mission 2 is based off of kind of the first couple of books, and then Mission 3 is book 15, and Mission 4 is book 25. So I don't know.
It makes me wonder if they did kind of like a fan poll of, like, to find out what the favorite stories were for fans, and then use those in a video game just to sell it.
That seems like way too much effort, but then again, it could have been a thing that Scholastic put out with the books if they put in a little mail-in leaflet or something. Alright, I need to find a place to put in some more processors before I can use that. I'm actually, at this point, I'm kind of hoping that I can finish Mission 5 and that I haven't soft-locked it somehow.
I mean, I'm currently flubbing up a bit, so I mean, if you complete it, that'd be fantastic, so everybody can see it.
Aha, those are the other processor areas that I missed. I wasn't paying attention to what these things were. Okay, that should be all 5 processors. I'll go and check the other ones just in case. The weapon is prepared, but it's too late. The EX space base is closing in. Find a spacesuit before they capture you. You need a small animal to free us. So far, and I realise I'm going to regret saying this deeply, this has actually been one of the easier missions. Got spacesuit. And now I need to find an escape hatch. Would that perhaps be down here somewhere? No, guess not. Is the escape hatch going to be an invisible floor trigger? How are you getting on, pal?
I'm at the seal minigame. I got hit once. I'm gonna have to focus on this.
Okay, I will let you focus. I will just continue talking. If I have one skill, it is the ability to just endlessly drone on and on and on about whatever is going on.
Yeah, I keep hitting the ceiling, which kind of plummets me down a bit.
Let's see. Yeah, I have no idea where this escape hatch is going to be. Maybe it's over there. I'm just kind of hugging walls at the moment, looking for things. Well, I'm wondering again if I need to be in human or rather Andalite form in order to do anything. The plus side of this game, one of the few things that it does nicely is that you don't need to push buttons to interact with things, you just need to walk into event triggers.
I had a weird jump.
Oh no, it's back again.
I think that's partially my fault, I don't know, but we're back at it again.
Oh no. I'm starting to think you're doing this deliberately just to make me play Mission 5.
No, to be honest, but you know what? Let's just say yes.
Alright, I think I'm just going to wind up murdering everything on this ship viciously in the form of a dog. Quite a cute dog as well. Just because I cannot find an escape hatch. You know what, let's switch back into Andalite form just in case this is one of those triggers that requires me to be in non-morphed form. The jump momentum remains the same in the minigames. It's just that if you hold down the jump button... Oh my god. What? This is a new side-scrolling minigame. This is terrible. Okay? Oh, this is awful.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad I'm not there.
You have to see this. I don't think you're gonna have time, unfortunately, but this is really ugly and hilarious.
I mean, I will watch the VOD, but I mean, I'm kind of glad I'm still dealing with this and not, oh my goodness, I just saw chat. Monkey asteroids. Oh my goodness.
I am farting my way to victory.
You're farting your way to victory. Oh my goodness.
The sprite is 100% farting his way through space. And the sprite is definitely a monkey.
Okay, that's fantastic.
I'm assuming I'm meant to be dodging everything here.
Okay, words. Words are great.
That's my opinion. It'll probably turn out that I'm meant to be picking up some of these things that I'm floating past. This kind of seems to be the dolphin minigame again, in that it's vertical scrolling. But in space... Oh, here we go. Sabotage the ship's drive system, then free us from captivity.
I mean, if you start farting, just seal all the doors and just let everything go. I mean, that's a good enough sabotage, is it not?
I'm just slightly worried because all I have are crap morphs. Because it said you need
like the small animals.
Yeah, it said you need those, and I'm really worried that I'm just going to have to end up fighting like a final boss with a dog.
They have to give you other ones. Like, I can't see them just denying you, like, you know, hey, get small ones, and then, just kidding, you should have got big ones.
Okay, it's telling me that I need to use the spider morph to get into the salamander cage, because the salamander can pick the locks.
Well, I didn't know that about salamanders. I didn't know they were the masters of lockpicking. Did you? No.
Jill Valentine is a salamander.
I got through the minigame. Holy pickles.
Do I, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna see the spider morph. Okay, that's actually not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Okay, where does the spider need to go to? I assume that if the spider dies here, I've basically lost the game. probably soft locked it. So.
Oh no, you said you couldn't save, right?
Yeah, there are no passwords.
Yeah.
This.
I believe. I'm fighting the final boss. Hopefully I can beat it.
I'm fighting a not invincible Hawk-Bajir, which I'm gonna have to run away from. Where on earth is this salamander cage that I'm supposed to get into? Oh dear, a bad thing has happened. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to pause for just a moment.
And I'm going to have a seal use kick, I guess. It annihilated my dog and the wolf,
I'm hoping
which
that while all of this is going on is that Par is succeeding mightily against the final boss. I believe in Par. I think she can do it. Unfortunately, I can't hear anything that's going on at the moment because of what just happened.
I appreciate
There we go. I can hear it again. My headset ran out of battery.
Oh, that's
So
not good.
hopefully you can hear me and I can hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear? Yeah, words. Can you hear me? That I don't know if he hears me. Taco? I'm assuming that's a no. I also got word that we can break whenever I need to bail. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing
So be it. I can't hear a thing that Par is saying. Let me try re-entering the Discord call.
I'm almost at the end. We got this final boss. And then I think that's everything. Pray we can defeat this guy. Guys, you broke the things, guys. As he's mentioning in Discord. Also, you can hear my dog in the background.
I'm not sure they can hear you, though.
Oh, right. Snap. Right. That's a good point. Thank you.
Oh, actually, they can hear you just fine, Pa.
Oh, they can hear me.
They can't hear the game. I don't know. Fyzzu did something weird.
Do they really want to hear the game, though?
You're giving us the sweet relief of not having to listen to Animorphs.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yay, technical difficulties.
Can you... you know what?
This game, everything is difficult, not just the technical part.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness, I'm so surprised Fyzzu got through his run. Like, I am very surprised. I thought we would have problems, and I had the problems, and that's okay.
Every once in a while, you have the golden run.
I know.
Yeah, and it's like Willy Wonka Day for Fyzzu.
Oh, you can actually
That's
hear
true.
me.
To Fyzzu's chagrin, he actually made the top 10 of the leaderboard tonight.
Okay,
Yeah, and I bet you Fyzzu's gonna gently take that card and throw it in the trash can, or in the closet, or out a window, or in a garbage disposal.
Yeah, I can't hear a thing that Par is saying.
Fyzzu, you're muted in Discord, so if they can hear you, we can't hear you because you're muted
I
in
believe
Discord.
in you. I have faith.
I believe his headset died. Headset was like, "You're still playing Animorphs? I'm out of here."
Discord Inception?
I can hear you again. I can hear you again. We may not have game audio, but I can hear you.
I don't want.
Oh my god, who let Bro Censure in here? I've made my way to the salamander. Okay, so apparently I am now the only one who can be heard. Pa has achieved time. GG's to Pa. We did. I'm very proud of you, Pa. Chat is very proud of you also, and I have no idea if chat can hear any of you. Okay, you know what? This seems like an opportune time. Pa has finished. Pa has finished. The run is over, and I've apparently broken everything. So with that, I think we're going to call it good, and we're going to move it back to the host, and we are going to move on to the next game. So GG's to Pa, and thank you all for having this. I'm glad that Animorphs at least went horribly wrong somehow, even if not in the expected way. So thank you all.